Hey everybody, welcome back to Haman's Advice Forum. I am the Haman, and I'm going to tell you what I think my biggest struggle into becoming or entering adulthood was. And it's just the fact that I secretly always knew that I think one of the biggest reasons I feared being an adult was just the fact that I think I would never have any friends again. And this just came from as a child, just observing other adults around me and me as a child thinking, yeah, I have my friends who will hang out with me every single day, every single day. And then looking at the other adults and wondering, where are their friends? Where are my parents' friends? Where are the friends of my parents? I'm sorry, where are the friends of my friends' parents? And just seeing that, I think I was just terrified of being an adult, and once I became an adult, I think my worst fears just became true. And it seems like no matter what I did, I just could not make like someone who I would consider to be like a genuine friend. And it's almost like trying to grasp water. I don't know if that's a good analogy, where it's just going to slip through your hands. And it really made me ultimately depressed because I always felt like the only reason that I never became successful in my 20s, and I'm talking about like financially, is just the fact that if I just had like one or two friends that I could like shoot the shit and kind of live, go through the journey with and learn and grow together. No, it doesn't matter what industry it is. It could be tech, it could be sales, it could be real estate. It doesn't matter what it is. I probably would have been a millionaire within like 6 months because I would have other people to share my experiences with, and we can learn and grow together. And you'll hear me say learn and grow together a lot throughout my videos, because I think that's just an innate human desire to be connected with the people around you and not just succeed as an individual, but also have your accomplishments recognized by the community around you, right? If the situation that we live in modern society is that it's either kill or be killed, meaning that you have to succeed or else, people will stomp and trample on you, but there's no one to share your accomplishments with. And that to me made it hard for me almost every single day just to wake up in my 20s. And really hard for me, and just thought about maybe suicide a lot. And I think in my 30s it's been a little bit better, but I don't think I should have to wait like, I don't know, 13, 14 years just to have people to talk to just about my daily life, and that's why sometimes I think, man, I just probably got lucky, because probably the average person doesn't even have one person to talk to, and so I feel like in society, people having other people to share their experiences and learn to grow together with should be the norm and not the exception. And I feel like for me in my life, that's just the exception. It's the exception for everybody else too. I don't like dealing with most people because I feel like they're always trying to get something out of me instead of learn and grow together. And I've talked about in other videos why society's like this, but in this video I'm just going to talk about, this was probably my biggest fear growing up. And it came true, and I always wonder, like, was there anything I could have done so that this wouldn't happen to me? And I feel like, man, if I knew that it was inevitable, because I always thought in my mind that maybe there was something I couldn't do, or I could do so that it wouldn't be inevitable. Maybe I could have real friends as an adult, because I don't understand why you turn a certain age, and then all of a sudden, you just can't have friends, right? And then once I started reading books like the 48 Laws of Power, which, if you summarize it really briefly, it just means you just can't trust anybody. I just became ultimately depressed, and I didn't know how to deal with life anymore. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I just feel like we weren't, as human beings, we weren't meant to live at any stage of our life in an environment where you just simply cannot trust the majority of the people in the society, right? It's unfortunate that that's kind of how people live their lives, and a lot of people seem to be okay with it, because I kind of like try to bring these issues up, and you ask people how they're doing, and like, oh, I'm great, blah blah blah, and then if you answer anything besides that, they act like you're effing weird, you know. But yeah, I think so. Just to summarize, that issue was pretty much the biggest issue I faced as an adult. And I still kind of face it. And maybe I have a better filter for people now, and I'm just not as naive. But I always kind of wondered, like, as a kid and even as a teenager, I remember I used to have real friends, and I felt like they cared about me. And then suddenly one day, they don't care about me anymore. They don't respond to my text messages. They don't. I don't know. It's just like they consider. Like, I felt like every time I messaged them or I try to reach out to them, I was inconveniencing their day. I don't know if you ever get that dealing with people. And it's funny is that these attitudes really will make you a failure. Like, and I kind of gave you an example in another video. Like, think about if you ran like an internet company and people are calling your customer service line, and the people who work on that customer service line act like your customers are inconvenienced to their day. Guess what? Especially if there's competition, people are going to quit. They're going to cut the internet service that you're providing and move to the other competition that's providing better service, that's happy to serve the customers, and then the customers are willing to pay, right? It's the same with friendships too. Like, if I send you a text messages and you're my friend, and then you don't respond to me in like a month or like even ever, guess what? Like, don't be surprised when your relationships die. You know what I mean? Like, and this so-called pandemic, which I think is a hoax, has shown that most people don't have any sort of real relationships or community or people to depend on, and that's why when times are tough, like who's there to be your safety net? Government's not going to be there, and it's pretty much should be, but it's not, the local people around you. Okay. All right. So, the Ha Man here again. If you have any thoughts, comments, and below, and I'll see you guys on the next video.